All right. First of all, congrats to Arkansas. They played a really good game. We knew they would be incredibly hungry, desperate for this game. They had a couple tough losses, and look, we have a lot of respect for their talent and coaching and what they do. So even with Mark being out, we knew it would be an incredibly difficult game. With that said, we expected to win, so the loss is disappointing. They made that second half, the beginning of the second half was key. And, we came out and just gave up a bunch of layups. We mixed up our defense a little bit, played some zone, played some man. Bought us some time in the first half of Flip being out. So we're thinking down 1.5, we feel pretty good. And now we get Flip back. But there wasn't the collective toughness that you have to have on the road with some of those stops, some of those rebounds. And credit them, they play a different kind of defense where they can buck it up a little bit. We call it hitting, but they're hitting and doubling off of Mark, doubling off of different guys. So it makes you, have to make plays. And we didn't make enough of them. And, look at the end, thought we showed a lot of heart. I know I have a locker room full of guys that are competitors, winners. A lot of teams would have been run out of the gym at that point. I don't know exactly what it was, 10, 11, a couple minutes to go. And you're 2 free throws away. Jeremy misses the one, but all you have to do is get one stop, and you got a chance there then. But I think that's a credit to our guys with what they have inside of them. We just have to do that all the time. So happy to answer any questions.
Where do you think the toughness can come from on defense if it was lacking early in the second half?
Well, there's just a resistance you have to have. Like, we have a lot of guys, Steve, that are capable of having big nights offensively and scoring, but whether shots are going in or not, you have to be the same way all the time on that end. And I thought our offense right away affected our defense. So the resistance on the ball, our second level defense of protection coming over on the weak side, it wasn't there for us to the level that it needs to be. Bottom line, there's some plays as you look throughout. Just a couple of the loose balls, they out-rebound us by 6. They only had 5 offensive rebounds, but I thought there were a couple of key ones there in the first half. Lawson got a couple where it led to Flip's second foul. Those plays are big.
McCain, Proctor, Foster, John, they combined for 14 points tonight. Roach did foul out when he had 22. Their lack of production, was that a major part of the story as to why you might have come up short here?
Yeah, look, it's not directly on those guys, but we have to be a team that hits some shots. I thought we missed some good ones, but we need our veterans to play like veterans. And Flip being out, and he can't pick up 2 fouls early. And he makes some big plays on offense. We need him to do more. Mark, Tyrese. They didn't have their best nights and still were right there. But, I believe in all those guys. We have our core group. We have to continue to figure out how to play together and how there's more of a rhythm. I thought he got stuck a little bit, but credit them because they really keep you on the side and they do a good job pressuring the ball. But that's something I have to help them with to get some a little better movement on offense.
On the point of veterans, Arkansas's roster is full of guys that he brought in from the portal. Kai Mitchell, Brazil, Ellis, all those guys. What does having that experience at other schools and then coming to an environment like this do both on their end and on yours?
Well, I don't care if you're experienced or not. I don't think you see many environments like this. It's a different kind of thing. And so, for our freshmen, I thought they needed to experience this. Now that's why I said our veterans, and I include our sophomores in that. They've seen environments. Again, I'm not saying theirs is great, but we've been in some big time environments where what it's like. We need them to provide the poise, to provide the toughness, and like they have it. I don't think, Blocker is really the only guy, that's freshman and hasn't seen something like this, and he wasn't phased and did a really good job, but credit them. They're old, they played like it, and thought tonight they really played together. They really played like they needed each other tonight.
Any other questions?
Arkansas is a storied program as well. For them, this was their biggest crowd in program history. I guess where does this maybe stack up among environments that you've coached in?
Yeah, you know, I've been so thankful just in 15 years to see a lot of great environments, playing ACC Big Ten, different games in the ACC, and you know, this is right up there. I mean, they had a big time crowd. You know, it was, had a great. I love being in environments like this. You know, it's why you come to Duke. It's why you coach here. It's why you play here, to play on the road against a hostile environment and play against a really good team. But you want to win these games too. So credit them. Thought their crowd was big time and environment was great. You know, my thing is about our team and what we could have done better.
I got one more for you, John. This is the first time this season you play on the road, but as the schedule breaks, you now have back-to-back
Right.
games. This is a late ending. You're obviously going to get back early. Quick turnaround to go play at Georgia Tech. For you as the staff with this team after experiencing that, what are some of the biggest points you need to really address in the next 48 hours before you got to go play at McCamish?
Well, one, and this would have been win or lose.
Okay.
You have to have a quick, a short memory. You know, it has to be where, you know, like they played last night. I didn't watch the game, but it looks like they played great against Mississippi State. But you know, they're at home resting today. They weren't on the road. They were at home. For us, we're gonna get back hopefully, you know, as soon as possible, whenever that is, and really have a day and a half to prepare. And then it's an early game on Saturday. And so to me, it's a mental game. It's a mental toughness game. We have to have great focus, short memories, but also you have to learn from, you know, we're going to watch film. And I think the thing we're going to see is giving up layups, giving up our paint too easily. I'm sure there'll be other things that I have to watch the film and process to see, but for me, it's the defense and the collective effort on that end.
I actually have one more follow-up
Yeah.
since you mentioned layups. I don't know if you have the number in front of you, but your team missed a bunch of bunnies tonight. Was it the compound impact of the physicality and the way Arkansas plays, John? Was it maybe mojo and environment? You guys, you clearly gave up, you know, 10, 12, 14 points that should have otherwise should have been on the board. What do you attribute that to?
It's two things. One, it's, you know, we talk about confrontations all the time. Like when you go to the basket, you got to go with conviction. And I thought a few times we were going just to get our shots off. And against a team like them, you're not going to be very efficient just trying to get your shot off. And so confrontation, you know, getting your body into somebody, scoring through that. But then also, if they collapse, which they can, then you got kicks, and we missed some good looks, I thought, tonight. We did have some open ones, and that's who we're going to be a little bit. You know, we have to knock some of those down. But really, it's those two things for me.
Thanks, Coach.
All right,
Appreciate it.
thank you.